Hi, everybody, and welcome to this session of MailChimp editing campaigns. And so the previous module, we looked at how to create campaigns. Here, we're going to look at actually editing our campaigns. So we're going to look at edit and replicate. And replicate is basically copy, which is always a good idea if you have similar campaigns. It's easy to copy one and then edit it versus starting from scratch. You can also store in folders. You can also do filters, and then we'll take a look at some of the reports. So this is just a quick session. And so I'm going to jump into MailChimp, and you can see I'm already on the campaigns. So from here, you can see that I have different symbols, and these symbols actually mean different things. For instance, these two are paused. As you can see, it says paused. These with the pencil, these are all draft. This one with the green check mark is actually a current running campaign, and you can also see you have some details on that. And realize that when it comes to editing any type of campaign, you have to pause it before you're allowed to edit it. So you'll notice that these are also running. So anytime you have a running campaign, you're going to have the green check mark. You're also going to have a view report versus an edit button. Okay. So I just have a couple different pages of this. You can also choose how many you see on a specific page if you don't want to have to turn the page. So folders is first. So you can see I hit the drop down here, and you can see I have tons of folders here. You can edit a folder to remove it. It doesn't delete the campaigns, it just removes the container. Right? So this is the contest one. I think, okay, there's nothing in that one. So I can go in here and get rid of that. And the reason that you're going to want to do folders is for obvious reasons. It's just to make it easier to find specific campaigns. So you're basically placing them in storage as a way to file them, because you're going to get really busy and you're going to have a lot of campaigns. And so instead of searching endlessly for a specific one, you can actually create folders and put them in there. You also have the ability to filter too. So to create a folder, I can simply hit add folder. And let's say this folder is for my live event or live events. Okay. And then I would simply go in and I would choose the items by clicking on them. And then I would choose moving them to my live events. Okay. And so now I'm actually in the folder called live events. This would be unfiled, which would be all the ones that don't have a folder associated with them. And then webinars would have another. So that's it. Pretty simple. You would basically look at what's in each of the different, there we go, back to here. Okay, and then all would give them all to you. All right, so that's folders. Very, very simple. Remember, if you want to delete a campaign, you can simply check the box here, and you'll notice you'll get a delete button. So you could hit delete. You cannot delete a campaign that's running. It has to be paused or in draft. Those were in draft mode. You can see, like, here's another draft one. Get rid of that. So it won't let you delete something that's currently running. There we go. And so then here's your filter. Filter again, you can filter by status, type, and list. List would be what list a specific campaign is being attached or sent to. So status, there's draft, scheduled, paused, or sent. So I can say, let me see the sent ones, and I hit apply. So these have all been sent. You can also see, again, they have the green check marks. It tells you when they were sent, and then it also tells you specific information about them. Reset would simply clear that, right? I could also look at scheduled and apply. So you have to hit apply. You can also remove the filter by clicking the X here. Pretty simple. Okay, so that's status. Type. Okay, there's different types of campaigns, as you know. So I can say, well, I want to see an RSS campaign. There's one for that. And again, I can reset that there. And then list would be what list would it be going to? Okay, so that gives you a different way to look at the information. Okay, so that kind of shows you that. And then you can also download campaigns that you've sent in the past. So it creates a CSV file, and you could basically open that in Excel or any spreadsheet program and use it from there, but that way you'll have that. Okay. All right, so how to edit. Notice again, it has to be paused. So I can just go here and click edit. And then from here, I again can make changes. Okay. I have the bottom, I can choose the next option. I can also hit next. Okay, now this is an A/B. This one has an A/B test going with it, which means it has, it's testing right now. It's looking at subject lines. So I would go in and make the changes that I wanted here. Okay, and then next. So basically you're just going to walk back through all the different things that you want to change. Next. Okay. Oh, it doesn't like my Gmail. All right, fine. There we go. And then next. I'm just going to skip that for now. Okay, and then here's where you could change the content. You could add more information, right? And you can go in and add some details. Good old Libsyn. Save and close, right? I can confirm before sending, right? So notice that we need to verify. Yeah, I know I need to verify that, okay? And then I can save and exit. And when I save and exit, I can go back to campaigns. Okay, so that's all you have to do to actually go in and change it. So I could also go in here. Remember, everyone's going to be different depending on what type it is. So edit takes me to here. So I could just click on the specific one that I want to edit. And then from here, you know, I can hit schedule. I could schedule it to go out. Okay, now I'm scheduled. Get the little high five from my monkey. Okay, and then here's the scheduled icon so you can see what that looks like. Now notice I can hit pause and edit at any time. Now the ones that are already sent, you notice I don't have the option to edit those. Well, of course not, because they've already been sent to somebody, but you can see the information from there. Now that doesn't mean if they're sent that you can't replicate them. For instance, I can hit the drop down here. I could rename this. I could view the email that went, I could hit replicate. And replicate's just going to make a copy of it, right? And you'll notice up here it has the name. So I'll just go through all of my options here, right? And campaign name is where I can change it, right? And then I can go through and do all of this stuff, and then I can go next, right? I could do all of my stuff here, next, right? And then I have all these options, right? I could resolve that. Let's say I could delete the kitties, right? You can go in here, put in that. You get the idea. So you basically would go back through, right? And then I could send it now. I could schedule it. Always remember, do a preview and test, or I could just save and exit and leave it as is. And that way it's not really, okay, it's still in draft mode. Okay, so remember, if you want to edit something that is scheduled to go out, you're going to have to click pause and edit, right? Okay, now it says it's been paused, so I can go through here and I can make any changes to the campaign that I need. And then I can go on through. And then I could hit schedule. Okay, it already has the original schedule line. Just hit schedule a campaign, so it keeps it. Okay, so now I'm back. Voila, and there's my schedule. So you can see most of these are going to be drafts. Some of these are old. So I'm just going to remove them. Since this is a sandbox, I'll get rid of some of the extras. Feel free to delete your own as well if you like. Okay, so that kind of gives you an idea of how to edit, how to replicate or copy some of the different icons, what they represent. You can also, you know, hover over them, it'll tell you. Using the folders and the filters, as well as downloading any campaigns. For reporting, we're going to get into reporting more in a little bit later, but you can see that you have reports for things that have been sent. It tells you the sent dates here. It shows you how many people it went to versus how many opens and clicks. So opens are how many, a percentage of how many people opened your email and how many clicked if there was a link involved. And notice that when I hover over opens or clicks, it actually changes from a percent to an actual number. Okay. You can also click view report to see a report. You can download the report, you can print it, you can view the email itself, but you can see orders. Remember, you'd have to have the integration to an order, a program that actually allows you to process payments, but you can see my open rate. Okay, you can see my click rate. More information. Bounced would basically means the email did not go through. Unsubscribed means somebody unsubscribed from your list. Deliveries, opens, last open, if it was forwarded to somebody. Unique opens, total clicks, last clicks, you know, if there were any abuse reports. You can also hit this button here to explain these metrics in detail. Here's your opens versus clicks, gives you that. any top links clicked if you had links in there. So it gives you some really good information, shows you your locations. And so this is specific for this specific sent item. And then you can also switch report. You can look at another report if you want easily. And that will give you additional details. So that's just a reporting feature. So remember, campaigns in this instance are your broadcast messages that would send out to individuals. You would schedule them to go out. They would go to a specific list, group, or segment. And once again, there are different types of campaigns that you can create here. Okay, so that was just a quick overview on editing your campaigns. Homework, go ahead and fill, if you want to try to edit one of your existing campaigns, whether it's in draft or whether it's scheduled to be sent, obviously a sent item, a sent broadcast or campaign cannot be edited. Feel free to replicate an existing campaign. Just take a few minutes if you want to try out the folders and the filters, feel free to do that as well, just so you understand how they work in case you're asked to do this in the future by a client. As always, if you need help, click the help button in the upper right-hand corner, send us an email, post in our private Facebook group, or feel free to comment below. Thanks for your time. I'll see you in the next session. Bye.